snowflakes. Humans are usually described as snowflakes. Now, this metaphor is not used to highlight the fact that we are feeble creatures, but rather to mention that scientifically and statistically, no two snowflakes on this world are the same 100%. Every one of us here has our own strengths and emotions. Every one of us here has our own weaknesses and our own ways of communicating our emotions and our thoughts to each other. And every one of us here is a unique creature, a unique being with intelligence. There will never be a second you, a second me, and a second us. So what is wisdom? In my opinion, a wise student sees each human as a special snowflake. Therefore, we can accept that every one of us has our own beauties, strengths, and weaknesses. A wise student sees that each snowflakes are structurally different from each other. So there might be soft and round snowflakes, but at the same time there will be rough and spiky ones. So we should be able to act accordingly and adjust our emotions around each other. And we can also show empathy to other feelings as well. A wise student also sees that the winter is made up of thousands of magnificent snowflakes together. Therefore, we understand our place in the society and understand our roles and others' roles in the society. And therefore, we can bond with each other. Moreover, wisdom, in my opinion, should not be a standardized measure. Just like saying a water droplet, wisdom does not take on any definite shape, but when the correct or the suitable conditions are reached, it can still crystallize into a mesmerizing snowflake, a unique one. That is me and you. We all have our own forms of intelligence, and being able to use our intelligence correctly in a suitable scenario, to me, is wisdom. Story time. I've been at JIS for 6 years, which is mathematically over a third of my age. And let's start with year 6. In 2019, it was the last day of year 6, and we were lining up in the hallway to get to the auditorium for the end of year ceremony. And as you can imagine, our year 6 students were pretty noisy. And Miss Dan, our homeroom teacher at the time, tried to calm us down, but couldn't. And guess what happened? Miss Dan cried in front of us. From that moment, pin dropped silence. Now, this story would be quite amazing had we not turned into an absolute mess 30 seconds later. In the end of the day, Miss Dan wrote something on the board that stuck with me all the way. She wrote, and I quote, "I apologize for not being able to teach you guys how to respect the others." This is quite deep, right? And probably the 12-year-old students at the time, us, were just raw ice crystals, and we were oblivious of the presence of other snowflakes around us. The first few years at JIS was pretty tough for me. My English skills were limited, and following lessons was very difficult. So let's talk about a little bit more science now. A snowflake generally exists for only 60 minutes, but it takes a whole 40 minutes to reach its final form on average. So what does this show? You just cannot expect to be a perfect snowflake right from the starting second. So what can you do? The only thing you can do is try to push yourself every single day, try to improve every single day, so that every single passing second, you become a better person, you become a happier person, and you crystallize a new and elegant branch of snow on your own snowflake. During lockdown time in grade 7, I was trying to consume more English content on YouTube about speaking, and this definitely helped with my English throughout the time. Let's talk about year 8. Year 8 was mainly online learning, right? And let's talk about the two subjects of music and arts, which my friends here can confirm are my two worst subjects. And we were given a lot of homework, online homework for arts and music. At first, I didn't even want to tackle these homework because no matter how hard I try, they will turn into absolute artistic disasters, and they won't break. However, I thought about it more and gave it a try anyway, because it didn't really matter if my works were artistic disasters or not. The only thing that mattered was that I gave it my all and tried my best, right? So in the end, even though all my works still turned into disasters, and I feel like this work and this work can confirm this, but I still feel very proud because I tried my best and I poured every single drop of my passion into it, and there's nothing to regret about. Grade 9, I was starting to get more comfortable with the content in class, and so I actually discovered a strength in me, the ability to explain concepts to my friends, especially in maths. So naturally, I try to develop this skill, and I try to explain concepts to my friends a little bit more, so that I can further develop this skill. And even nowadays, I still make YouTube videos posted onto YouTube to help reach people who need help, and I still try to help my friends and my juniors for the content in class. Okay. If anyone asks me about my proudest achievement at JIS, I will tell them about the 2v2 Football League. The 2v2 Football League is a football tournament where each team has 2 people, organized exclusively in my class. So, long story short, in year 10, 13 days before the IGCSE exam period, 13 boys in my class came up with a crazy idea. Guys, let's host a 2v2 football tournament, and we go for what? For fun. And let me tell you, the tournament, 10 days before a stressful international external exam period, turned out to be the best time in my life. The tournament was absolute memory to us. We made great memories. We had top displays of football, and we bonded each other really well. So, why am I telling you this story? Because, in my opinion, while wisdom is about academic, artistic, and athletic intelligence, it is also about our emotions and our abilities to bond with each other. For me, our 2v2 Football League is a prime example of a place where you can sort of escape from the harsh reality of life, and the only thing you need to focus on is a beautiful game of football and the people around you. It is a prime example of bonding between people. We study hard? True. We work hard? True. We treat our friends well? True. We respect our teachers and the elderlies? True. But sometimes, it is also important to remember where you come from. And it is also very equally important to just sit down and smile with your friends. Because sometimes, all it takes is just a smile to make life less difficult for me and for you, and for all the people here. So those are the stories that I wanted to tell. So to conclude my speech, let's listen to another story in one of the speech of novelist David Foster Wallace about fish and water. So the story goes, there are these 2 young fish swimming along, when they meet an older fish, and the older fish went by and says, "Morning boys, how's the water?" The 2 young fish swam on for a while, until one eventually turned back and asked, "What the hell is water?" What message is this story trying to tell? Perhaps for the 2 young fish, water has become an obvious part of their life, because they swim in water every day, right? However, because they swim in water every day, they forgot about the existence of water. When we get used to the presence of something, we forgot about the existence of it. And this is especially true nowadays. In my opinion, there's one obvious but very important thing that we are starting to forget day by day. The fact that humans are snowflakes. Each and every one of us here is a unique snowflake. We all have our own strengths, our own stories, and our own emotions. And when we have our own emotions, we are susceptible to be happy or sad. When we recognize and acknowledge the fact that humans are snowflakes, we recognize that everyone can be happy or sad, that everyone has a story of their own. And when we recognize this, we can understand and we can feel empathy towards the feeling of others. And from that, we can bond with each other better, and we can build a better community. When we acknowledge the important things, we also better understand ourselves. When we understand ourselves, we further discover our strengths, our weaknesses, and our hobbies, the things that we like. And this, in turn or overall, helps us bond better with our community and help us find ways to act appropriately in suitable situations to make us and people around us happy. To me, that is wisdom. I wish you all beautiful snowflakes at JS a journey towards wisdom where you all don't stop improving and never stop smiling. Thank you.